Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one Eastern Kentucky animal shelter was called to an abandoned house where 23 animals were found malnourished. And new reports say it was former Governor Matt Bevin's last day in office when he signed a $41 million emergency lease for a private prison in Floyd County. Plus a Christmas surprise for one Richmond man after some generous strangers donated to him in a time of need.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:31 on December 26th. I'm Madison Pergram, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. So if you're just waking up and just getting over that holiday hangover, let's go to Brandon Robinson. Brandon was going to cheer you up this morning because he's trying to overthink this is the most depressing day of the year.
Yes, I'm trying not to focus on that. For Christmas lovers like me, today is the worst day of the year, but it's also our Black Friday because when all the Christmas sales with the Christmas decorations go on sale. So it's a half full, half empty type glass this morning. Let's take a look and see what's going on outside the WYMT studios, and things are fairly quiet. So if you have to go back to work today, you're in good shape. If you don't, well, you're probably still asleep right now, so that's all right. Temperatures across the region: 50 in Logan and Jackson, 48 in Moorhead, 34 in Middlesboro, 35 in Hazard, 39 in Irvin, 38 London, and 47 over toward Pikeville. There is a little patchy frost around this morning, so just kind of keep that in mind. Give yourself time to do a quick scrape or warm those cars up. For the coffee meter, it's warm. It's a normal day on the actual temperature side of it, but a little extra just because it's Monday for a lot of folks going back. But today's your Monday and tomorrow's your Friday if you work weekdays. If you work the weekend, I'm sorry about that. We're looking at temperatures that will climb quickly today into the mid-60s by this afternoon. I'll talk about the rest of that forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Madison?
Thank you, Brandon. Well, it was former Governor Matt Bevin's last day in office when he signed a $41 million emergency lease for a private prison in Floyd County. That is what the Courier-Journal is reporting. Lawmakers learned of this on Thursday, and Bevin signed the 10-year contract with CoreCivic. In October, we told you about Bevin's announcement of reopening the prison in Wheelwright. Bevin claimed the prison would bring 200 state jobs. The lease bypassed the legislative committee in charge of approving those types of contracts. And a driver was injured following a fire truck crash in Knox County yesterday. Deputies with the Knox County Sheriff's Office tell us the crash happened around 2:30 p.m. on northbound Kentucky 11 in the Cannon community. Deputies believe the driver of the Richlands fire truck left the roadway and flipped, coming to a rest on its top. We do not know the driver's condition at this time, and the driver was flown to UT Hospital in Tennessee. And Kentucky State Police received a call to an abandoned house in Breathitt County Tuesday night. Once they got there, they found 23 abandoned and malnourished animals. Police then notified Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter for further care. WYMT's Lacey Roberts spoke with a vet about the condition of the animals.
For some of us, our furry friends are just like family.
These animals cannot take care of themselves, and if you can't take care of them, you just shouldn't have them.
Tuesday, these 2 hound dogs and 21 other animals were found in critical condition. Tammy Noble received the call from KSP.
All of them were not in good shape. Some of them has been hospitalized. They're very emaciated. They were chained. There's cats, dogs, pigs, chickens, ducks, all kinds of different types of animals.
Some of those animals bordering death. But here at the Appalachian Animal Hospital, things began to look up.
We're probably looking at 3 to 5 months here for these dogs to completely recover from this.
Dr. Gene Smith has been a veterinarian for more than 3 decades and has unfortunately seen cases like this before.
Nutritionally, we have to go slow because their bowels not used to absorbing protein and fats and carbohydrates.
30 to 40% below their normal body weight. The eating process will be slow.
It'll just be a slow go to get them back to where they can eat enough to actually start gaining weight.
But in the right hands, a little bit of love can go a long way as the animals begin to heal. In Hazard, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Kentucky State Police are still investigating as they are trying to find the owners as well as trying to find out where the animals will be placed. And a Louisville family says they were shocked to return home from a Christmas Eve church service to find their gifts under the tree were gone. Teresa Huff says it appears someone got into her home through a window and took all of the presents. Hearing about the theft, Huff's friend went to Facebook to make sure something was under the tree for Huff's kids yesterday morning. They say someone who saw the post stopped by Christmas morning to drop off gifts.
The person, the angel that came and dropped some stuff off, she was just a beautiful person. No matter what, we were still going to have us as a whole.
Now, Huff says the gifts that were taken were from her kids' grandma and friends. One of her kids says she likes all of the new presents they were given, and Huff says the Facebook post was made in a group she and her friend are already a part of that helps people when they need it. And in Mississippi, a literal Grinch was caught after weeks of searching, but no actual crimes were committed. The Pascagoula Police Department began this comical campaign at the beginning of December. With the help of local businesses and plenty of laughs from community members, they continued using the Grinch to educate citizens on holiday safety. That pursuit came to an end on Monday when officers were able to corner the Grinch, and with the help of K-9 Officer Nikki, the Grinch was taken into custody. Police say the Gula Grinch was charged with interpretation of merriment and attempted theft of Christmas. And it was a Christmas surprise for one Richmond man after some generous strangers donated an unspecific amount of money to him. David Tackett walked into his local McDonald's for a Coke and left with something far greater. Here's Shelby Lofton.
David Tackett works as a dish manager at Texas Roadhouse. He says this Christmas has been tighter than any other.
It's been stressful with bills coming up, plus buying Christmas gifts.
Forcing him to get on a payment plan to keep his electricity.
I woke up depressed because I didn't have any money.
He went to McDonald's for a quick drink and walked out with a huge gift. 2 sets of couples approached him in line.
They say you look like you're struggling and all that stuff, and that when everything, the Christmas miracle happened.
The miracle at McDonald's. He was handed enough cash to pay his bills and grab some last-minute gifts.
I sat in the McDonald's parking lot and cried.
David says he was so caught up in the moment, he didn't even think to ask the people what their names were or where they were from. He only remembers that they pulled up in a black SUV and that it was 2 sets of older couples wearing festive Christmas sweaters. He immediately told his family, including older sister Amanda.
You don't know what it meant to him, and it meant a lot to me for it to be given to him, because no one would deserve it more than him. So.
She says it's been difficult watching her brother struggle.
He works really hard, and I see him trying to, get all his bills paid and things like that. And I have 6 children, so he's tried to make sure he got gifts for all the children.
She's calling these anonymous donors his angels.
God sent those people to give me that gift.
Gone as soon as he turned around. In Richmond, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
Now, AAA predicts more Americans than ever will travel this holiday season. Nearly 105 million Americans hit the road for their holiday destination, almost a 4% increase compared with last year. And today could be the worst day of the year for some drivers. According to NREX, which partners with AAA to compile transportation data, Thursday, the day after Christmas, is when you can expect traffic delays to nearly double your trip time. AAA also says it will be a record-setting holiday travel season in general from December 21st through January 1st. It expects more than 115 million Americans will travel by car, plane, train, bus, or cruise ship. That's the most in nearly 20 years. And for more than 200 years, during the 2 world wars, the Great Depression, the Cold War, and beyond, Parisians have celebrated Christmas Mass at the world-famous Notre Dame Cathedral. The iconic church was gutted by a fire in April. Now they will be attending services elsewhere and hoping in this season of hope for a miracle that the church is restored within 5 short years. 8 months in, the rebuilding work has not even begun. It has taken this long just to secure the building. With 3 weeks lost over the summer when fears of lead poisoning led to the closing of the site. Achieving that 5-year deadline looks from here nothing short of a miracle.
Some limited visibility issues this morning as you hit the roads. Again, a lot of folks hitting the roads today, traveling either back to work or back home from family's house. Visibility pretty rough in Harlan, and some patchy dense fog is around in other locations as well, just not showing up on the sensor network. Speaking of sensors, 35 in Harlan and Middlesboro right now, 39 in Irvin, 35 here in Hazard, 43 in Wise, 50 in Logan, and in Jackson, 38 in London, 45 in Somerset, and 46 in Pikeville. Across the state, 50s and even close to 60 out toward Paducah this morning, so that warm air already surging in, and as you head out the door today, we are going to see that warming trend continue into the mid-60s here this afternoon. Could get a little bit warmer than that in some spots depending on how much sunshine we have and for how long, and then after that things will start to cloud up as we head into tonight and tomorrow. Madison.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, a fallen American soldier returned home on Christmas after being killed just weeks before his final tour of duty. And it was surprisingly quiet in North Korea on Christmas with no expected missile tests.